Hello everyone, Ron here from L.T.L Tutoring Central, and this time around I'm talking about learning anxiety, specifically tips to help you overcome or cope with learning anxiety. A lot of us have that, particularly when tests and exams are coming, but sometimes just major assignments or just in general, you start to feel overwhelmed with a particular term or semester, and you not quite sure what to do about it. And sometimes once you start becoming anxious, you become more and more and more stressed and anxious as time goes on. It builds and it can stop you from accomplishing anything. So the first thing is recognize that anxiety is normal. It's natural. Perfection is not. So sometimes that balance gets out of whack and we're so concerned with getting that A plus, that perfect mark, or those perfect comments that we forget that that is not normal. That's abnormal. Once in a while, we get lucky and we get 100%. But perfection is not normal. Anxiety is. And once you recognize that, once you acknowledge that, it already takes away some of the anxiety, just knowing this is this is normal. This is okay, and I can deal with this. There are ways I can deal with this. Lots of people feel anxious, and a little bit of anxiety is actually a very good thing. If you're not anxious at all, then I'm not sure that you care at all. I'm not sure that you have what it's going to take to do your very, very best. I have seen some students, and I've worked with students for almost 30 years, and I've seen some that were totally relaxed and calm, and yeah, this seminar is going to be a breeze, or this exam is going to be fine. And they either totally blow it or they don't do anywhere near as well as they could have. And others that are, in some cases too anxious, to be honest, but they do very well on the test because once they settle down, and if they use some of these tips, it would help them the next time. They get it all under control and they realize that they can do it. So first of all, just recognize that it's normal. Breaks larger tasks into steps. And you can even do this on an exam. I know there's a time restraint and you have to get everything done, but sometimes you can break it down and know how much you need to accomplish in each period of time. But certainly on most of your assignments and most of your homework, you can break it down into steps. And smaller chunks are easier to handle. You don't have to think about everything all at once, and that reduces the anxiety. So, having a plan, having a schedule can be very helpful. A lot of people get very anxious because uh, they just didn't get the essay started and they've got this math that they should be doing. All of this has kind of been waiting because other things have been coming. And then all of a sudden, everything is due at once and you're far behind. That creates an enormous amount of anxiety. Having a plan or a schedule and sticking to it. That's the important part. Making up a schedule and then not following it doesn't help. But if you stick to it, that can relieve a lot of stress and anxiety because you know that you're getting somewhere step by step. Create a calm study space is another good tip. So when you're doing your homework, for example, have a space where you can focus, where you can concentrate, and that is calm. You can have maybe a pick. You don't want it too cluttered. You don't want a lot of things because that might just keep you more anxious. But a couple of items, pictures or something that you really enjoy looking at, something that you really love uh, in your space, maybe some plants, something like that. Have good lighting, have good chair and desk or table, things like that, and all of everything on hand. I've done videos before about the study space and what you can do to make it, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. It can be done very easily. It can be done just in a corner of a room. Um, it doesn't have to be fancy, but a nice calm study space where you can focus. That helps reduce anxiety as well. Take breaks. This is very important. Sometimes students think they have to pull all-nighters or they have to study for very, very long periods. I see questions sometimes from students asking, how many hours should I study at once or should I study for 6 hours at a time and things like this. No, Probably not. I would say take short, focused study blocks and then take a break, right? Take a short break. So maybe you're 15 minutes, maybe you're 30 minutes studying, probably no more than that. Then take a break, 5 minute break, get some fresh air, maybe get a little snack, maybe just pace around the room. It all depends on your circumstance, but a short break to take a breath that will help reduce anxiety. Remember, we're talking about anxiety, but it will also allow you some time to kind of rehearse what you've just read or what you've just noted or whatever you're working on in your head and take a breath and think, did I understand what I was reading, what I was writing down? Because a lot of people write notes, and then I ask them right after they wrote the note, "Oh, what did you just learn? What did you just jot down?" They have no idea. They're doing it mechanically and anxiously maybe, but it's not going in here. It's not actually working. What a colossal waste of time. Now, they could review their notes later and make that up a bit, but just take a breath, take a little break, and then go back and focus, really focus on your study. And that's what can happen. I've had students say, well, I studied for 3 or 4 hours last night, and then when you drill down and find out what they actually did for most of that time, it wasn't actually studying. It was checking their texts. It was I don't know, changing the music, whatever it was. But there was a lot of other things going on, and they weren't zeroed in because they thought that, well, I'll just have this long study span and that will work. It won't work on its own. Short uh, focus sessions will work much, much better. You'll save yourself time, you'll reduce your anxiety, and you'll learn more on top of it. So that's the way to go. Seek support is another tip. If you're really having trouble, seek some support. There could be a counselor at school, it could be outside of the school, it could just be uh, your parents, a friend who doesn't seem so anxious and does well at school. But it could be a professional counselor as well, and they can give you more tips than I can, or different tips, or the same ones, but in a different way. So it's always good to talk to somebody as well. And often you just need somebody who can listen, right? It doesn't even have to be a professional. It could be, but it doesn't need to be. It just needs you need somebody to listen to you because when you say it out loud, and you can even do this with yourself to some extent. You can talk to your teddy bear or talk to the wall or something. And that's what I always do is pace around the room and just say it out loud. Because once you say it out loud, often you end up helping yourself. A lot of counselors with people with many problems, even some fairly serious problems, uh, they listen a lot. And a lot of the time, it's actually the client that's coming up with solutions. And of course, the professional can guide you certain ways and can give you additional support. And if it's very serious, even medication. But normally, a lot of it is listening and getting the client to speak. And if you talk to yourself or you talk to someone else who's a good listener, who's not going to criticize you constantly, but is just going to listen, uh, you'll sometimes come up with solutions yourself, and it just reduces the anxiety, even expressing yourself, even getting it out, and starting to realize, you know what, that really isn't it really isn't all that important. Why am I so anxious about that? Uh, and remember the purpose. Why are you doing whatever studies you're doing? Why are you doing them? Is it to get to the next grade? Is it to get to college or university? Is it to uh, move into a excuse me, a program that you really want to do? Is it to become a doctor, a veterinarian, an engineer, whatever it is, a plumber, whatever it is that you're aiming for. And it could be personal growth. It doesn't have to be academic. It doesn't have to be for a job. It doesn't even have to be to make money, although it could be. It could just be personal growth. You want to know more about literature. You want to be able to speak more intelligently, if I could get my own words out, with friends or people who are very uh, interested in that kind of experts at a certain thing that you're not. It can be just that, or you want to become a better writer, whatever it is. Remember the purpose of why you got into this in the first place, and that can sort of energize you and take some of that anxiety away. And reminding yourself, of course, where we started, that anxiety is normal. Anxiety pushes us to achieve. It makes us get out of bed sometimes and focus on what we need to in order to get where we're going. If we're a little bit too laid back and relaxed, we'll get there when we get there. That can be a problem. Of course, everybody is a little different. We all have different personalities. Some people do tend to be a little more laid back than others. But be careful with that too. If you're looking around, sort of trying to compare yourself with someone else, you don't know what's going on inside here in another person. They can tell you they're calm and relaxed. They can look calm and relaxed, but they might not be. There's a lot going on that we really don't know. So, ironically, learning that anxiety is not your enemy can reduce the anxiety you're feeling just by itself. Acknowledging it and meaningfully addressing it makes anxiety another tool in your toolbox that you can work with, that can actually help you to move forward and to learn even more, even better for longer term and get you to achieving your goals, whatever they are. It could be academic, it could be for a new position, it could be for a job, it could just be personal growth. But anxiety is not our enemy. It can become our enemy, but it doesn't have to be. We just have to reinterpret it and we just have to redirect ourselves and take a few steps. Try not to cough here because I'm coughing a lot in the last couple of years. So take some steps to reduce it. We can consciously take some steps. Doing absolutely nothing, it can become overwhelming. It just builds upon itself and it truly can become a bit of an enemy. All right, those are some tips for overcoming learning anxiety. You can check out some of the other videos I have. There's others that talk about this or about, as I say, your study space or other methods that can help you in terms of your studies. I hope you will subscribe to the channel. It doesn't take too much to push that little button. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Don't forget that if you are planning on taking one of my Udemy courses, online courses, send me an email. Tell me which one so I can send you a coupon for a huge savings. The coupons don't last too long, so I can't really put the link down below. It will only last for about 5 days, and then I'd have to go back to all my videos and do it all over again. So just send me an email, let me know which one, and I'll send you a coupon for that. Also, if you want to know more about my in-person tutoring that I do here at the big table behind me, or online tutoring that we can do from any country in the world as long as you have a connection to the internet. I offer free information meetings for either one. So if you want to have one of those, just let me know and I will send you some more information. And I can just send you more information as well on other courses that I have and private tutoring courses too. So just send me an email. I'm always available. Is there anything that I forgot? I don't think so, other than to keep learning, keep having fun. It is Ron from L.T.L Tutoring Central. Until next time, bye bye for now.